Hi, it's Marieta. Thanks a lot for tuning in. In this video, I want to talk about 3 E2 visa myths that we need to bust in order for you to actually apply for E2 visa successfully. Let's make it happen. Myth number 1 is that you think you need to actually invest $100,000. This is actually, I would say, the frequently asked question that I'm getting from aspiring E2 visa investors and entrepreneurs. And they're all asking, how much do I need to invest? And I have explained this so many times in different videos that I made, and still people ask the same question because some of you go and read different blogs or you go to the US Embassy, and typically you find the information that 100,000 is the good number, but this is not accurate information, because in order for you to get E2 visa, you need to invest substantial amount of capital. And this is very different for each individual business that you are starting, because in order for you to actually get E2 visa, you need to invest substantially, right? So that's very relative, and it can be very different for certain E2 visa applicants. So for example, if you're buying existing business in the US, right, or you're investing into franchise, then franchise models usually tell you what is exactly the amount that you need in order to receive E2 visa, because that amount is already pre-calculated, so you know where you stand. But the amount can be anywhere from 50,000 to $500,000 based on my experience, right? So even if you're investing under $100,000, you can still get your E2 visa. And just because you actually invest $100,000 doesn't necessarily mean you will have E2 visa approval, especially if that amount, $100,000, is not necessarily substantial for your particular business model. So keep that in mind, okay? Myth number 2 is that you have to invest in traditional business model. In other words, this cannot be applicable to online businesses, which is not necessarily true, because I have helped many consulting type of businesses, online coaching businesses obtain E2 visas, and therefore it's not necessarily true that you have to invest into traditional business model that is not necessarily online to get your E2 visa. And lastly, myth number 3 is that you have to hire 10 people. Now, this is not accurate information. You do not need to hire anybody before you apply for E2 visa. You don't need to show any W-2 Forbes. You can, if you need to, you can hire contractors to start with, or eventually if you're extending your visa, you can still get approved your extension even if you don't have full-time employees. So do not actually mistake E2 visa with EB-5 program. EB-5 program is also called investor visa, but this is actually immigrant program. In other words, green card, permanent residency through investment, and the investment is definitely higher. The requirements are different. One of the requirements is that you have to hire 10 people, full-time people, and so on. So this is not the case with E2 visa. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, I also want to mention, if you need my help, I do have actually very practical program right now on sale, heavily discounted, that can help you, guide you how you can apply for E2 visa in 2022. And the link to the program you can find below this video. And if you have comments, questions, please do leave them below this video, and stay tuned for my upcoming video, because in the next video I will talk about how you can get E2 visa under $100,000. So definitely stick around. Talk soon.